I think right now I'm actively dating and talking to like 7 guys, 7, 8. I don't like talk to all of them regularly. I don't see them regularly.
How
but,
old are you?
I'm 25.
Jesus Christ.
Can you just like tone down the whatever you got going on behind?
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
all right.
What about
This is
this?
yeah, this is nice, bro. Thank you very
Okay.
much. This guy's trying to get us canceled. Bro. All right, man. So you sent me this video today. You're all excited. Modern woman gets humbled. What are we saying here, bro?
There's been some controversial stuff, and I'm curious to hear what you think about it.
I think right now I'm actively dating and talking to like 7 guys, 7, 8. I don't like talk to all of them regularly. I don't see them regularly.
How
but,
old are you?
I'm 25.
Does it feel exhausting though?
Okay, so here's the reality. Even ugly girls can get laid. Okay, but ugly guys cannot get laid. So the real question for women is, how many guys want to marry you? That is the real question.
Do you even believe in marriage?
I think in the U.S. and I think in maybe other places where it's not like the government has control over you, then
Right.
yes. I think like marriage used to be something that was
It was
beautiful
like
and amazing.
I think it used to be like a construct of
guys.
controlling women.
Stop. $50. You all can't be tense because some of you objectively look better than others.
Wait, so continue with your point.
I said formerly, you were saying marriage used to be a beautiful thing. I think formerly marriage existed as a construct to control women.
For me, I'm not one to pass too much judgment. Like, for me, as long as 2 consenting adults are doing whatever they like, if it's not bothering anyone else, I really don't think people should care. So on that point, I don't have too much to say. But I think on the marriage point itself, I don't know what you think, but I know what you think. But for the sake of the audience here, we could perhaps share our thoughts. For me myself, I think the idea of marriage on a romantic level is a very nice aspirational goal, but in the West, for sure, marriage laws are 100% skewed against men. And I believe I've heard the host of the show bring up the point himself, but I would agree that essentially in the West, the women are financially incentivized to leave the men. The divorce courts heavily favor the women, especially if you have kids involved. They heavily favor the women, and you essentially have a financial incentive to leave your man once times get tough. I mean, the whole idea behind marriage is, you go through things through thick and thin. And look, man, I'm a young guy. There's plenty of more people with more relationship experience than me, but
Or actually, that was the wrong one.
No.
Hold
Everybody
on,
just
I gotta
wants to
fix
do
that.
some hunky dory. We're all in love.
Yeah, women were actually always chasing guys to get married. Women were actually chasing guys to get married because that was his protector. That was the guy who's paying for the house and things like that. So
Wait,
it's
Yeah,
like-
but don't you understand the systemic sexism that has led women to the point of needing to get married?
Are women more
Marriage
happy now?
was not something to control women.
I actually think now, these days, in this generation, especially this year, that a lot of the men are the ones that are really rushing into marriage, especially the ones in the military and especially the ones
Correct.
that
Buy
have
that,
a lot
Carson.
of backlash.
Yeah, I think now personally in this generation, like women don't get a lot of benefits out of being married. Like it just adds a lot of problems.
It adds more to my life
Actually,
than
women
a
get
lot.
more. Actually, women get more because if you guys get divorced, you guys take half of the shit. You take the kids.
That's
Yeah,
what
but
we're
doesn't
doing.
have anything.
She's the
Yeah,
one that's
so
working.
but would you
That's
guys even
what
want to
we're
marry a guy who doesn't have anything?
I have. That's why I divorced him. He had nothing.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
there you go.
something. Let me tell you something. With men in the military, like, they only want to marry you because it gets them more money at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
so especially Marine men
Yep.
and Navy men, I can tell you that.
this
Bro,
girl
this
talking-
is too specific. She's talking about
Yeah,
a
she's just
specific guy.
shitting on her ex. Like she's
Oh my god, like he's a Marines, like Section 8.
yeah, she's
but-
very hung up on this specific point.
Yeah, and
of men in the
especially
military.
if your name is John, then like you're definitely in it just for the money. God damn, bro. The only thing, man, with these podcasts that we see, it's always skewed in one way, shape, or form. The typical narrative is the woman wants to do whatever she wants. She wants to be liberated, and whatever her idea of liberation is, and that's your right. Do it up. On the opposite hand, you'll find the man that's usually kind of demeaning that and telling her, all right, well, you're never going to have children. You're never going to have a man that wants to marry you. You're never going to have someone that's want to take care of you for the rest of your life because you want to play around. While also at the same time, the same men are also chasing multiple women at the same time. They're not looking for a marriage. They're looking to have fun, especially at that age. My point is, everybody's pulling in their own direction, one way, shape, or form. I think there's a lot of miscommunication that's been happening between males and females over the past 10 years. Everything got deconstructed, and we're left to assess relationships and dating only from the lens of social media. Instagram and social media has been around at least for the past 8 to 10 years. They're viewing relationships from the lens of this kind of stupid shit, and their kids.
Okay, so guys, sorry, I will get to the soup chats here, but okay, I want to bring it back to the rating system thing. So you said you were 10. You said all the girls at the table are a 10.
Yeah, you gotta
So-
love yourself, man.
But so if everyone's a 10, can we agree on this following statement? Some people are more physically attractive than others.
No, I think that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I don't agree with that.
Okay, but there are certain, like, there's something to aesthetics, like there's something about facial symmetry that, generally speaking, if you put together a group of 100 people, they can sort of like, they'll rank people by attractiveness, and they'll kind of
Right, more attractive is more symmetrical.
well, they'll be able to reach a consensus. So if everybody's a 10, nobody's a 10. So if everyone's a 10, then okay, so you think you're a 10.
Yeah. I
Don't
think
t-
I'm fucking gorgeous. I
Don't-
think I'm perfect.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way. You're not
Please
a 10.
lay it on me.
You're not a 10.
Okay, that's just your opinion.
I'm
though.
not going to rate you, but you're not a 10.
Okay, you don't have to rate me, and that's just your opinion.
Well, it is. Listen, look.
Did you see that girl in the back? She couldn't keep it.
Bro, like, yo, I understand, like, the core message behind, yo, I'm a 10 is like, love yourself with all your.
Yeah, look,
with
love
all
yourself,
your-
but
Yeah, cut me off. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, but it's
No,
just okay.
please. You have my permission to speak, please.
I'm saying the core message behind it, which is love yourself with all the, with all the negatives you got, whether regardless of your physical appearance, I get it. But also on the opposite end, him trying to prove to her that you're not a 10, bro. Like, if you're trying to have a discussion to reach some sort of conclusion, or we have some sort of a middle ground, you can't be really demeaning the opposite side like that. If you really truly believe that you want to spread the truth, you shouldn't be demeaning the opposite viewpoint just because you want them to, because they're at their most vulnerable state. You don't want them to be more defensive so they can start, so the conversation derails somewhere further away from the truth. You want them to be vulnerable and very accepting of your views if you're really trying to make some sort of impact on the world. All these podcasts are set up to bring up women a little bit obnoxious, egotistical, and just get them to say the most random, stupid shit. And then these men, obviously, you got the guy that's in a suit, got like good posture, coming in just to literally talk shit. Like, this is the balance between.
You're saying it's a bit. Are you
it's set up in
suggesting
a
that
bad
it's-
way. Yeah, it's
That
set
it's
up.
exploitative.
100%, bro. Yeah, they always bring up the men that are looking great. They got like they have their logical points in order. They know how to debate. They know how to put their logic in place and properly go back and forth with you. And then they get some women that are egotistical, prideful, and they say the stupid shit. They can't really articulate anything.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like the dynamic is set up to almost intentionally make fun
Yeah.
of people who are perhaps not the most articulate kind
Yeah,
of
and
thing.
that's the reason why all these young kids and these young girls and boys are watching these guys and really formulating their life, the way they view life, and they're gonna go about dating relationships in such an insecure manner because they're watching this stupid shit, man.
I think that's a very valid point that you're making. But on the other hand, just to play devil's advocate here, I feel like then they would go and say, but you know what, man? While what you're saying, you might have a point. But these individuals that we're bringing on, these are how people are. This is a large segment of society, and so perhaps it is worth talking to these people, dealing with these people, and highlighting these issues, because a lot of people do happen to deal with this, and that's kind of the counter argument, right? And to kind of perhaps continue on that point, look, man, like I think there are differences between males and females, and one of I think the big differences is that I don't know to what extent you agree with me or not, but dudes typically check each other quite a bit. Like, you can't afford to be delusional as a man, because either your friends or society will check you.
That's
If you're
such a
like,
good
dude,
point.
if I go around, and I'm not kidding, and I'm seriously telling you, Messin, me and Brad Pitt, we're on the exact same level of looks.
I would slap
I'm
the
a
shit out of
10.
you. I would slap the shit out of
Right.
you.
And females would rightfully make fun of me, and dudes would call me out for being delusional. Right? You get called out as a male. And look, you're right, man. You should love each other. You shouldn't go around thinking, "Oh, I'm some piece of shit. Like I'm not worth, any love." People are valuable, and people do deserve love. But to operate on a delusional framework in order to go about life, I don't think that's the right way of living your life. You should love each other, but you shouldn't also be delusional. Like I am not physically a 10. I'm just not. You're
I'm a 20, dog.
healthy, put together guy, but you're not a 10.
Not a
Very
10,
few
no.
people are a 10. A small percentage of the population is a 10. And so to say that everyone is a 10 is just reality denial. To say that you're a
100%.
10 when you're not is reality denial. And you should love yourself. But it doesn't strike me that reality denial is a healthy way of going about living your life.
Yeah, well, whatever, bro. You're like 14 years old. So anyway, this definitely resonates.
14
This
and a
message,
half. I'm
14,
14 and a
this
half,
message
thank you.
resonates with you on a very, very, very deep level. But I'll be honest with you, man. I think my favorite person on that panel is the girl with the blue hair. She
Yeah,
seems to be very
she's very
quiet.
pretty.
She seems to be
Yeah.
very quiet and shy. And
They should let her speak more, I think.
yeah, probably that. Anyways, man, guys, let us know what you think about this in the comment section below. Obviously, Brendan is like kind of you get my point. Like you heard him talk. Is there anything else you want to say, man?
Vote left.
Thank you very much.
always.